because you want to be conveying, and this is on page 5 in the second section, you want to be conveying the right information. And then think about that we just did the part about the first impression, because the first impression is also very important in how you're going to be clear. What are you going to do? What kind of situation? What do you want to have happen? Think about school, think about relationships with your parents, think about your friends, think about job opportunities. You know, what is something that you're basically going to ask for something, or you're going to convey some information so that the outcome that you're seeking will happen. Is this a little more difficult than the last questions? Clarity of thought. You're trying to get clarity of thought. What do you want to have happen? Anyone ready to share what they are looking for?
Well, I'll use my example of becoming a resident assistant.
Okay.
And, you know, I would like to become a resident assistant, so I need to be clear on that as my objective. Right. And I need to let the director of residence life know that I'm a responsible person. Okay. And that I've had experience at this position before at a different university. Okay. One of the things to always remember, particularly when you're going after a job, or if you go into business for yourself and you are trying to get a contract, one of the reasons that people don't get jobs is because they don't ask for them. And to ask for them means that you need to be clear on what it is that you're after, so that you can look at someone and say, this is what I want you to do. I want to be a resident assistant. I'm very clear, and I'm going to convey it. Did you write anything down? Not yet? No?
I want to get an internship.
You want to get an internship. Okay, so when you go in front of whoever it is that you want the internship, you have to be able to ask for it. So you have to be very clear in the communication in saying, I would like to intern with your company because this is what I can bring to the table, and this is what I intend to get out of it. Now, the next thing is to be concise. Concise means that you speak fewer words. There's a statistics that says women speak 25,000 words a day, men speak about 10. Women have a tendency to say, I think this might be the case, I don't think this might be the case, I'm probably not the best person to do this, you probably aren't going to hire me, but you probably already have too many interns, but I know you've probably made the decision about a resident assistant, but that's a lot of words. It isn't necessary to say, I think, I believe, I feel, I don't know if I am, and adding all of those words in front of the sentence when all that you want to really do is say, I would like an internship. I am here because I really want the job as a resident assistant. You don't say to them, you probably have all of them already. You don't say, you may not need any more interns. Don't even think that, because you don't need to put that much information in front of someone. You just really need to be very clear and make a statement. Now, one of the other things that we do a lot is we should all over ourselves. We say, we should do this. You should do that. You should be doing this. You should be communicating this way. Should is a word that says you're doing something wrong. Could is a word that says, here's another way to do something. So in the course of talking to people and asking for things and conveying your message, think about not using the word should. I should be doing this. Even in the conversation that you have with yourself, it's not about what you should be doing, It's about what you could be doing. Now that happens a lot with people who join up for health facilities, and they're going to go work out, and they get up in the morning and say, I really should go there. You know, you never get there. I really could go there. So it's important to think about should versus could, not to put should in a sentence, not to say I should be doing this, not to tell someone you should be doing this, but to think about how you can convey the message using the word could. And be concise. Don't put extra words into a sentence if you don't have to. And we have some sentences at the end that we're going to rewrite so that you can really think about how to do that. Be creative. 78% of the people with whom you speak are visual. If you're going to put together a resume, because college students, well, we do it a lot in life, whether it's a resume, whether it's a biography, whether it's information about something that we're seeking, there's something we have to put down on paper. And so we have to be creative in how we do it and how we convey the information. I'm a speaker, and I'm seeking big public speaking jobs. And so in order to convey the information that I needed about myself, I put together this little packet of information. I made it creative so that as someone goes through the packet, they see pictures of me performing, they find out different information, so that they will be able to easily look at this information, take away from it what they need, and leave what they don't need. So when you think about how am I going to go after that job, how am I going to give my thesis, you know, how am I going to get that intern? If I am now in the business world, how do I make my number? How do I convey the information? Think about how to be creative. How would you be creative going to the director of the resident assistants?
Well, I think maybe I could bring an example of an event that I could host for students once I became an RA.
Okay. Or anything that you have done that would illustrate your capability of doing it.
I think you can put some information that I got from theorists and put that in graphic or so that I...
Put the information, put a graphic. We're going to talk in the next section about actually public speaking and presentations and the things that are important, which you also use this. Be creative. Think about how somebody's going to look at it. What do you want them to know? What do you want them to see? What's bold so that they can see what they need to see? Okay? Think about what you're doing. How are you going to be creative?
By focusing on my resume, emphasizing on my personality, my
your strengths.
My strengths.
Okay, you're going to go ahead. Go ahead.
And also by being clear on my objectives on the resume, what I want in the company.
Being clear on your objective, thinking about how creatively you can convey the information about yourself, your strengths, your personality, your accomplishments. One of the things that often happens in the business situation, particularly when someone is going after a promotion or a raise, they walk into the office of their superior and say, I should have this raise. Well, we're using that word should again. And instead of using the word should, I should have this raise, they need to sit down, take a step back, and present themselves in a way that says, I am clear, I understand that you now have this position available, and I am here to share with you how I can benefit this organization in that position and help you achieve your goals. Now you're very clear. I want the position. I am interested in coming to the table with information that will tell you how I have benefited this organization so far and how, if I can move into this position, I will also benefit you and work with you to achieve your goals. Okay, so it's being a little more creative about how you approach it instead of just saying, well, I've gone to school, I've done this, this, and this. Now then, it's saying, let me think about what you're after and let me show you how I then benefit and fit into the whole scheme of things. Be creative. Step out of your box. You know, think about how you can do this